Hello guys and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is Bravono. Currently I've been busy and at the same time, to be honest, I've been lazy, but anyways, let's get down to business. Today we're going to learn how to set up our character for the final stage, which is animation. It will be exactly a year by next month that we started this channel, and if you have been here since that time until this moment, then you should be pretty confident about Blender. If you're not, I think you still have time, since after all you're still alive. Know that if you have interest in this and you haven't already started, or you stop learning along the way for some reason, one thing that I'm sure of is that in a few months time you're gonna wish you had started today. So let's get started. So I go start today's tutorial by showing you something where I don't do, but I give you as an assignment, make you go do them as well. So the thing be say I don't assign this bone, I don't do the driver for the other highbrow, because now only one I do for you and I tell you make you go do them yourself. So now we go continue from there. So if I select the bone and go to post mode, the head bone, if I move on, you could see say the hair no the follow arm. So I want the hair, make the hair the follow arm. So if I select the hair first, I go select the bone last and then press P and set the parent, or Control P and set the parent. So if I move the hair now, it go to move, but it possible may you run into some issues like I did when I try to do harm. So the kind problem where you go face now, I go tell you how to correct harm. So go to weight paint mode. So now my home they correct, but what I go do be say I go make harm get fault. So I go select this bone and then I go mark, I go paint some part of the hair. So if I try to move the head bone now, you go see say it gets some kind of stretch where I know the like. So to fix am now, I go select this bone and come to vertex mode here, press tab to edit mode, and then I go remove all bone, press A to select all vertices, do the same thing to the second bone, and then everything go dey alright. So as everything done dey alright like that, select the head bone again and try to move the head and see whether you still get problem or you still not get problem. So now the eyes, I want nothing to control the eyes for now, and the two eye dey together, so I want disconnect each of them. So I'll go to edit mode and then select one side and press P to separate them. So I don't separate and finish like this. You see say, so I go set the origin to geometry, so that the origin go dey in the center of each object. So another thing where I want to be say, this mode where we dey, you see say now we dey see one kind mirror, but I go hide the outer eye so that the inner eye now the only one we go dey see be that. I just rename this thing so that I go see wetin I do well. So if I go to edit mode for one and press L and press grab to grab, and you go see say na the only outer one where I select. So I go just hide that one for my outliner, do the same thing to the second eye, because this mirror now they obstruct our view. Wetin I want make we dey see na the eye itself. So now I will go to select the bone, go to edit mode, and then duplicate that head bone, move am forward and rotate them like so. So you go fit scale am inward. Scale am and adjust am so that the tail and the head of the bone they point directly to each eye where you dey see. So you go see say I dey try to align this head and tail so that it go face the bone, each bone. So after I don't do that one now, wetin I go do next be say make I quickly rename the bone, call am eye control. So as I don't do that one, I go select one of this bone, go to constraint here and choose track to constraint, choose amateur, and for bone choose eye control. So the bone go rotate to the other side, to the other side. So wetin we go do be say we go come to object mode here, and then wetin I go do first be say I want to see the axis where the eye dey face, but if I isolate am with forward slash, you go see if I put am for in front now, here you go see say na that time we dey see the axis where this one dey. So if we come select the eye, come go back to constraint, we don see say na Z dey face backward and Y dey face upward. So wetin this mean be say if Z na backward, then minus, if minus Z na backward, then Z na forward. So we go change am for constraint here. Immediately you change am, the eye go dey face back forward. So if I grab this bone and start to dey move am, you go see say the eye dey follow. So na how we dey control the eye. So I go do the same thing, track to amateur eye control, then set this one to Z instead of -Z. So but right now you go see say the eye no dey look where e suppose dey look. So you go come to head to tail and then slide am to the other side to 1 so that the value go give you 1. So if you don do that one now, if you select the bone, the two eye go dey follow the bone anywhere you move am. So if I go to render mode now and I try to move this bone, you go see properly say this bone na him dey control the eye. So the eye go fit look anywhere, and even if I rotate the head, the eye go still stick to where e dey look. So this one now I will change am from in front again, come to object mode and click remove the in front where you check the other time. So now wetin I go do be say I go unhide the outer where I create, where I separate the other time. If you like, you go fit rename am. If you like, if you no rename am, you go fit join the two together. But make sure say you select the inner eye before the outer eye before you come join. If you select the outer first, e no go work. So if you dey select am for outliner, the one wey you select last na the opposite of of wetin I just talk now. If na for your viewport you dey select am, e mean say if you select the anyone wey you select last, na im go be the master. But for outliner na the opposite. Anyone wey you select first, na im go be the child. So you go join the two together. If e no work, that means you have to do the opposite sha. So now remember say the time wey we do constraint, I tell you say this bone suppose dey bend. So after some research, I discover say na one little thing wey I no do wey I suppose do, because the bone no know where to bend to as the bone don dey too straight. So I go select that two head and then move am backward a bit. You see say e don bend a bit. As e don bend, e mean say blender don know where to bend the bone. If I bend am the other way around, e go dey bend. You understand wetin I dey talk now? E go dey bend opposite of wetin I want make e dey bend. So as the same thing wey we do for the elbow now, we go come do am for the knee. Bend them forward. You remember say the elbow na backward we bend them, because in real life our elbow bends backward, but the leg, the knee bends forward like so. So you go bend them a little bit. So if I select the IK, I can start moving the leg anyhow where I like. So now this bone wey we create here, this one, this knee control. So you go fit control the direction or position of the knee of your character. The same thing with the elbow. You go fit control the elbow with the bone wey you create in front of the elbow. So now wetin remain be say I think we go custom shape. Right now you dey see the bone with the shape, with the default shape, but wetin I want make we do be say I want make we change am to custom shape wey be say e go dey simplified. So I go move the cursor to word origin and then I go add another bone. But first, this bone wey I add, I wan create master control. I wan create a bone wey be say na him go dey control the entire character wey we get. So I go hold control, select the head and move am like this. So I go resize am anyhow I like. Go fit do the same thing. When you go to post mode, if you move the master bone, you go see nothing dey happen for now. You have to be in edit mode before you parent this. Select the wrist bone first, then select the master bone and press Ctrl B. Choose keep offset. If I go to post mode now and grab just the master bone, you see say the characters go dey follow, but you still get some bones wey no dey follow yet. So select the IKs for the hands and the legs, then select the bone and Ctrl P, then choose keep offset. So now I think we have to parent these bones. Select the 4 bones, select the master bone, Control P, and then choose keep offset. So you go see these relationship lines that shows that a particular bone is connected to another. So for the eyes now, the eyes still know they follow the head, but if you move the eye control bone, the eye see they follow that bone. So how we go fit fix this one be say first you go need to add the track tool like I dey do so. Then select the bone in pose mode and then choose set to bone. So now if I move this one now, it go follow. So do the same thing to the second one. If I no hide the eye, if I set the bone straight, this thing go change location. So hide the constraint first, then select the bone. Make sure this head bone is select in post mode before you go back and select the eyes, and then select the bone, go to post mode, then Control P and set to bone. So now to create the custom shape, first create a new collection. This collection, if you like, name am anything you like. So I go add circle, I go call am master. To rename an object, if you press F2 on your keyboard, so press Shift and 1 and 4, then you go to see exactly what time they see so that all your this thing no go there hidden. So after you don't press them like I explained now, select the master bone, then come to properties here and then choose custom object, choose master because we don't rename the custom bone to master. So now the same thing we go repeat for other bones. So if I go to edit mode, if I select the master bone and go to edit mode now, I go fit, change the position of this the original bone. So if I press 4 on my keyboard, not on number pad, on just the upper one, the one on top of the letters, you go fit hide other collections. So each bone where you select, you go fit choose a new custom bone for them. For this one now, because the direction where this one dey, we no like them, so we could just select the object where we create for this custom bone now. You select them, go to edit mode, and then start to the rotate them. But the only problem be say anywhere where you dey move them, the original bone go dey go opposite, so it dey a little bit tricky to get. After I don't set that one, I go repeat the same thing by just duplicating these custom shapes where I dey create for each bone. If you like, you go fit reuse the same one bone for another, because if you don't use them, if you don't already set a custom shape for a bone, the original object where you create for that bone no go dey affected again. Even if you delete them, you go fit delete them, you go fit set them to another bone, do all sort of things. So sometimes they will be say you go need to rotate the bone to give you direct or correct position for your uh, bone, for your original bone. So I think that will be all for uh, custom bone. But another thing again we say you go fit in collection 4. If you add a UV sphere, you go fit use other shapes for your bone, like circle for instance. If I select the elbow, I go fit use this single this thing where I create, just go to custom, go to properties and choose custom shape. So if I go to edit mode in the original object, if I scale them, all these 4 objects where I just set now go change size. Even if I change position, then go start to the change position, but I no need to change position. So like that. The reason why sometimes you know go want use one custom bone for all your bones now because if you want move them, sometimes you go fit get issue. So that's it. I think that's all for custom this thing. So for my own this thing, if you not do harm, if you not do the same thing because you know be say e too dey necessary like that. Wetin I dey do right now be say I dey try give another shape to my custom object so that the bone go get another kind of shape. The reason why I dey tell you this now for you to know say e dey possible to just edit a shape before you set am to before you set the custom so that the bone go get the shape of the custom object wey you create. So na like that I go do to all my objects. So now if I delete all of this now, nothing go happen to my objects or to my original bones. So wetin I do for all this character now be say for all the bones for the character be say I just select am and I don create a bone already, a custom shape or custom object, and then select the bone in post mode and then select that particular bone where you want make and select that particular object where you want to make your bone get the shape. I hope I dey make sense. So it is very easy. So the essence of this is for simplicity's sake. Even for the eyes, I could just create one custom shape will be like eyes or eye, like so. For the eyebrow too, I give her something like the shape of an eyebrow. So if you don't get the explanation, you go fit do the rest of the bones for yourself. So if I delete all the original bones inside collection for because I created a collection for the custom shapes. So if I delete all of those custom shapes, may say go affect, go get any effect uh, on our character's amateur bone. So you see, say if you select the master bone in post mode, you go fit move them and everything they work as expected. Even for the fingers, you go fit use one custom shape, circle as a custom shape. You go fit use them for all of the finger bones. So now this is set up, and the next thing I to go to character animation, which will be the last stage before we probably maybe we go start a new course. But for this one now, you don't learn from the beginning to end how you go fit create character, amateur, texture, etc. until this moment. So the final thing we go do now character animation, which will come be the final stage. So see you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching, and bye bye.